Hello and welcome to Fresh Based One Shots. My name is Joey,
And I'm Jacob.
and today we are back with Wonder Woman by Tom King. Whew, man.
So,
Okay. First off, it's good. I think it's good.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's
It's very good.
interesting. It's really
Also,
interesting.
the haters are out in force.
I haven't been paying attention.
Such takes include the classic death threats to Tom King, which are always out there. The idea that Tom King can't tell a single Wonder Woman plotline that doesn't involve a man, which I think is just factually incorrect in the run up to this point. And also, my favorite take that I saw come out of this issue is that Tom King has to have read every single issue of Wonder Woman in order to properly do this run. Like, ever.
Interesting.
That is an actual take I saw from somebody.
Okay.
So,
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think King is threading a needle. He's been threading a needle for a lot of this run.
I think, I think he is. He does it well. I think that's what he does with a lot of his works. You know,
I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not entirely sure how I feel because I actually think there is maybe a little valid criticism of. I don't know. So King's use of Steve Trevor is.
I think
the one aspect where I am not entirely sure. So this issue also threw me for a loop because I was expecting the Wonder Girls.
I think the cover also of the next issue. I've seen the cover of the next issue. It's going to be full Wonder Girl. We know that. But also, I think first off, King is definitely doing Diana and Steve as a couple, and that is just something that we just kind of have to get used to with this. And I think he can do it well. I think he can do it very well. I believe in King's ability as a writer. It can be fumbled because Diana and Steve is kind of a delicate relationship, and it hasn't always been handled the best. And one could argue many times it is best handled when it's not done at all. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see at least
I
what he ends up doing with it in the future.
I think my main problem with sort of the main story of this issue is I'm not sure it advances things enough after the last one.
Well, I think that's something that we'll kind of have to look on a bit more in retrospect in later in the line. Like because like we don't know. I feel like if we're taking this as a King is going all in on Diana and Steve as a couple, this is really good development. This is really important. This is really essential. If he's not going all in on that, then yeah, I do feel like my time has kind of been wasted.
I think he sells the romantic tension and what Diana thinks of Steve Trevor because this is. So there was this interview I saw with King, talking a lot about wanting to center Diana in making this be a run about Diana. But I think a lot of this issue, where possibly missteps, that a lot of it is looking at Steve, that some of it can be read as looking at Steve Trevor through Diana.
Well, that's exactly it, because the Steve Trevor presented in this issue is literally a figment of her imagination. Also, I gotta say, I feel like I kind of misread the ending of the last issue. Looking back at it now, I can tell what they were going for, but I had taken the end of the last issue as her breaking out. I guess that's not the case. Looking back at it now and actually analyzing the panels, because I did go back and look at them again. It's very much guards came in, shocked her, she fell down and said those words to the Sovereign as she went down again. So now she's trapped in this cell here. That makes more sense now, but I definitely didn't read it that way when I first read issue 8 last time. But now we're here. Now this is a dreamscape of Diana's making, her imagining various different lives for her and Steve Trevor, one page per different life. Some of them are really fun.
I mean, it's all enduring the Sovereign's torture. Because this is...
Yeah.
Diana being tortured, again, I'm like, this is something I hope King doesn't drop the ball on.
Mm-hmm. There's also that was another weird take that I saw come out of this issue was that somebody was like, well, so torture Diana doesn't make sense because Diana's a vegan. I'm like, okay, look, that's literally the point though, is that they talk about her eating a rat in her cell, like out of desperation. Like that's what makes that so fucked up, and like that's kind of the point of that scene.
I think, I'm afraid King might not treat it as delicately going forward. I think he does it
well here.
I think he does it well here, and there are specific things of note. Because there's a lot of callbacks to Wonder Woman's history and some controversial elements of Wonder Woman's history.
Well, they specifically reference the death of Maxwell Lord in one of these things.
Yeah.
And her imagining the death of the Sovereign. Which also was another take I saw. I know I keep bringing up Twitter takes, but the backlash to this issue in particular fascinated me. And also just the nature of comic book Twitter and people constantly taking things out of context. Somebody was sharing this particular page around of her killing the Sovereign in her head, and people were getting pissed at that. And it's like, well, you know, that's the point, is that it's not a good thing. She's imagining it. Like it's she's being pushed so far. It's not a good thing.
I think King's limiting each reality to one page may occasionally hurt that reality. That one in particular, because I feel like that might be something that could have been more effective if that one was specifically 2 pages to at least let us sit with that headspace, but also it's immediately followed by this little one in space.
Yeah, I mean, the point is that, you know, they're little vignettes, but also that page in particular with killing the Sovereign is replicating the exact page where Maxwell Lord dies, because I think in the original, it's in Steve Trevor's place, it's Superman there, and like it's that exact same page, pretty much just redrawn by Daniel Sampere, and of course, I mean, as always, Sampere is awesome, so some great stuff here. But some of these little vignettes are really good. I really enjoyed seeing a bunch of these. The one with the cheetah is really fun, actually. And then I do love also the big 2-page spread of them walking on the beach. There's some really great stuff. Oh, also, probably my favorite page in this whole issue actually was the all white one where the panels are sort of like non-existent. I thought that was great. And has that amazing, I think, great dialogue of Steve. In Diana's head, of course, but Steve saying to her, you know, Clark was killed, Bruce was broken, you, Diana, remain undefeated. Really great stuff. And to continue on that point that you were bringing up about King centering this story around Diana as a character and making her just completely central to it, I think is really what we're capturing here.
Honestly, I think it might just be because we've had 2 very Dreamscape-heavy issues in a row.
I think... Yeah.
That is partially winging. That's sort of mixing with me a bit. Because I think he is very effective in what he's doing. I actually think the last Dreamscape we see might be the most effective.
The Western one.
Representing this. Yeah, the Western one sort of representing this yearning for freedom.
Mm-hmm. A literal riding off into the sunset moment. It's great. And I think you're right about the Dreamscape, and I do think you're also right that the run is in a pretty delicate place at the moment, but something I think, I mean, as King has been doing this entire run from issue 1, is just continually just pushing that boundary. And
I also think King as a writer might work better having a whole arc, like, to read at once, and not just an individual issue occasionally. Like, and I think
you mean like if you were able to read like 8 and 9 like immediately back to back, that would help it.
8, 9, and then I'd also say 10. Like what's coming after this? It's like I think this is an issue that is going to hinge on where this goes, because Diana's been tortured, and torture of a female character is difficult to do right.
I do think, though, that's why the Dreamscapes are especially effective in this one for me, though, because you're not actually seeing the torture. It's Diana's descriptions of the torture that make it so vivid and make it a bit more, for lack of a better phrase, tasteful than it could have been if King went all in on showing Diana being tortured, which is okay. It's just not okay, period. You know?
I don't want to imply that I want to see Diana tortured.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see this dropped. and I don't think King will drop it from the little I know of King as a writer. Because again, I think part of this, the whole idea of a lot of this is also King reckoning with some of his own personal stuff with this run.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, with his relationship to the CIA and the U.S. government. Like, I don't want to just delve into that. That's definitely what he's doing, but like, it feels like that's what he's doing as well.
I mean, it's good. I haven't really disliked it so far.
I do think Diana needs a win. Like,
I mean, I would say issue 6 was pretty big on that. Because they even say this. Actually, that's something important we haven't pointed out. Is that one of the things Diana says to Steve in this sort of dreamscape is that like she has to be here right now. Part of the plan is what the Wonder Girls are doing on the outside, and that she has to kind of be here at the moment. So like her still losing at the end of issue 6 was part of the plan, and she did still get a solid win in there at the end of that issue as well. So yeah, it's all part of the plan. I can't wait to see where the plan goes, and I know obviously we're getting Wonder Girls next time, so I can't wait to see.
I will say this is also it's heavy, and I think it'll be very interesting to read this like in trade form, like afterwards as well, because. I don't want to say I didn't like the issue. I did. I can see where some of the complaints are coming from, and I think, like, again, the use of Steve is where I'm like, I'll go with.
I mean, if he's going all in on the romance, and if he's going to do it well, then I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. But he's either got to commit or not do it at all. And I don't know. To me, at least, it's not entirely clear what he's doing yet. So I'll be curious to see. Like, really, that'll be determined by like what King does with the character once she is properly reunited with Steve, and what they do then. So we'll see next time, or probably not next time. Probably the time after.
We probably won't. Maybe even a little after that, because I don't know where this is going, and that's fascinating. I'm excited. I'm still excited to see where it goes. I will also say I love. Did we bring up how much I love the last page? Because I do love the last page.
You did not say that, but it is a great last page.
Like specifically the last 2 panels. Like, first off, there's a rat that the rat survived, which is good. Good. It's interesting. It's an effective way to portray the torture.
But anyway, let's talk about a fun little backstory we have here. We continue World's Finest with part 6, and look, there's not much more to say about World's Finest that has been said already. It's kind of the perfect backup story to this incredibly heavy run. We've got Zatanna trying to help out.
I really like the Zatanna cameo.
Yep. She's trying to help out.
I think this is the dumbest of World's Finest backup story.
Come on. It's so much fun, though. It's so much fun. And also, according to Belen Ortega on Twitter, this specifically applied to her because she has, I believe, a corgi, I think, as she put it. So yeah, this is a story for her to draw, obviously.
I think what fascinated me was, so the premise of this is, okay,
Damian and John have been turned into corgis,
because magic shenanigans.
Yeah, and Zatanna's trying to help Lizzie undo this spell that Cersei put on them as they were defeating Cersei. And she can't really do anything, so Lizzie just kind of has to wait it out and deal with her dog, Batman and Superman.
Just try to make them remember their lives as humans. And this is so intentional that Lizzie is really bad at that. Like, Lizzie's immediately like, okay, I'm going to play fetch with Corgi John, but try to tell Corgi John not to follow the stick.
Yeah. It is so much fun.
Belen Ortega just wanted to draw corgis.
I mean, she's having a fantastic time with it. It's great. Yeah, it's really, really great. Anyway, let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then by the end, they of course get out of their spell, and Damian and John do not remember their time as corgis. I think it's been a month, they say, and they change back. and they're stuck with Lizzie still, and we get another great argument between them, and that's it. It's fun. It's so much fun. I cannot praise World's Finest enough. It's fantastic.
It's very fluff heavy, so it works. And Bella Ortega is clearly having fun drawing the cute dogs and kittens.
Totally.
Also, Corgi Damien actually smiling is adorable.
Absolutely adorable, and I love it. And I need more. I don't need more. I have enough. It's great. What else is there to say?
It was nice that it doesn't overstay its welcome. Welcome.
Yeah.
I will say one moment I love is for Lizzie specifically is trying to give Corgi, John, and Damien dialogue. Like trying to imitate them. It's fascinating because it's very much like I don't like you get the sense that Lizzie doesn't like waiting, and there's nothing she can do but wait.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a great time, and I think it's a great issue. But again, yeah, you're right. The run as a whole is in a delicate spot. But if nothing else, even if they totally drop the ball, I don't think they will. But if they do, at least we have World's Finest, and I will take that until the end of time. So, thank you all so much for watching. As always, check out other Fresh Face one-shots that we're doing. We have Batman Brave and the Bold by Various, and Superman by Joshua Williamson. We're nearing the end of House of Brainiac, the big Superman Action Comics event that's going on right now. So check all that out. Also check out Fresh Face Comics, the main podcast, where we just finished our current block of Green Lantern comics covering Blackest Night. Check all that out. It was a great time, great episode. And then we have some Justice League stuff coming up, so check all that out when that comes out. And I think that about does it. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
Jacob Lickliner.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.